What if I told you the strongest magnets on Earth are born completely powerless? No attraction, no pulling force, nothing. In fact, during most of the manufacturing process, a magnet is basically just dead metal. And yet, by the end, that same piece can become powerful enough to pull a train, spin an electric car motor, erase a credit card, or even yank a steel tool across a room like a bullet. So the real mystery is not what is a magnet. The real mystery is, how do humans wake one up? Because hidden inside every magnet factory is a process so extreme that it involves exploding electricity, metal hotter than lava, and atoms being forced to march in perfect formation. And if even one microscopic step goes wrong, the entire magnet becomes useless forever. Right now, magnets are inside almost everything around you. Your phone vibrates because of magnets. Your speakers work because of magnets. Wind turbines, MRI machines, electric cars, hard drives, gaming consoles, even the tiny fan cooling your laptop right now, all depend on invisible magnetic fields. And the scary part? Modern civilization would collapse shockingly fast without them. But before we get to how magnets are made, you need to understand something strange about magnetism itself. Every atom inside magnetic metals acts like a tiny compass needle. Normally, these microscopic magnetic regions point in random directions, canceling each other out. Imagine a stadium filled with millions of people all facing different ways. From above, there's no clear direction at all. That's what ordinary iron looks like. But a magnet is different. Inside a magnet, billions upon billions of those tiny atomic regions suddenly line up together like an army. And once that happens, the metal transforms. The problem is, forcing atoms into perfect alignment is unbelievably difficult. That's why magnet factories look less like normal factories and more like secret laboratories. The journey begins with rare earth metals, especially one called neodymium, one of the most important materials on Earth. A single modern fighter jet can require hundreds of kilograms of rare earth magnets. Electric vehicles use them. Advanced robotics use them. Even guided missile systems depend on them. That's why countries are fighting quietly over rare earth supplies right now. Most of the world's neodymium comes from China, which controls the majority of rare earth refining. And because these magnets are so critical for modern technology, many governments now treat them almost like oil reserves. But here's the wild part. Raw neodymium by itself is actually weak and brittle, useless for most applications. So engineers mix it with iron and boron to create a special alloy called NdFeB, short for neodymium iron boron. This combination changed technology forever in the 1980s because it created the strongest permanent magnets humans had ever seen. And the manufacturing process starts with fire. Huge induction furnaces heat the metals beyond 1,300 degrees Celsius. That's hot enough to melt steel into glowing liquid. Inside the furnace, the alloy swirls like a miniature volcanic lake. But then something unexpected happens. Instead of slowly cooling the liquid metal, factories shock it violently. The molten alloy gets sprayed onto a spinning chilled wheel moving at insane speed. One side is still nearly lava hot, while the other side cools almost instantly. This rapid cooling freezes the atomic structure before it can organize incorrectly. The result looks nothing like a magnet. It forms thin metallic flakes that resemble burnt foil. And still, there's no magnetism yet. Not even a little. Next comes one of the most dangerous steps in the entire process. The flakes are crushed into ultra-fine powder. We're talking particles so tiny they can float through air like smoke. And because neodymium reacts aggressively with oxygen, this powder can actually catch fire if exposed improperly. Some factories handle it inside rooms filled with inert gases just to prevent explosions. Now here comes the part almost nobody knows. The powder isn't magnetized immediately because that would make it impossible to shape. Imagine trying to mold wet sand while every grain violently sticks together. It would be chaos. So instead, engineers first shape the powerless powder into blocks using enormous hydraulic presses. But during pressing, a powerful external magnetic field is applied. This is where the training begins. Suddenly, trillions of microscopic magnetic regions inside the powder start rotating into the same direction. Scientists call this magnetic anisotropy, but visually, it's almost like watching billions of invisible compass needles snap into formation at once. And this alignment determines how strong the final magnet will become. One tiny mistake here can weaken the magnet permanently. The compressed blocks are then baked inside sintering furnaces at temperatures close to 1,000 degrees Celsius. During sintering, the particles partially melt and fuse together into an incredibly dense, solid material. At this stage, the block finally looks like a finished magnet. But here's the crazy part. It still isn't magnetic. After all that heat, all that pressure, all that precision, the magnet is still asleep. And now comes the moment that changes everything. The blocks are placed inside a giant electromagnetic coil connected to massive capacitor banks storing huge amounts of electrical energy. Then, for a fraction of a second, the system releases an enormous electric pulse through the coil. The burst creates a magnetic field thousands of times stronger than Earth's magnetic field, and instantly, every magnetic domain inside the material snaps into alignment permanently. This happens faster than a blink. One moment, it's ordinary metal. The next moment, it can slam into steel hard enough to break fingers. Seriously, strong neodymium magnets are so dangerous that factories ban workers from wearing watches, rings, or carrying tools nearby. Two magnets the size of cookies can smash together with enough force to shatter like glass. There are actual emergency room cases involving people getting magnets trapped through skin. And MRI machines? Those contain superconducting magnets so powerful they can pull oxygen tanks across a hospital room if safety rules fail. But despite all their power, magnets have one embarrassing weakness: rust. Neodymium magnets corrode surprisingly fast. Leave one exposed to moisture and it starts crumbling like stale bread, so factories coat them with nickel, zinc, or epoxy resin to protect them. Finally, every magnet gets tested. Machines measure magnetic strength, pole direction, temperature resistance, and structural flaws. Because if a magnet fails inside a wind turbine, electric car motor, or aircraft system, the consequences can be catastrophic. And after all this effort, the finished magnets are shipped across the world to quietly disappear inside everyday objects nobody thinks about. Which is honestly the strangest part of all. Human civilization depends on invisible forces we never see. Inside your headphones, tiny magnets vibrate thousands of times every second to create music. Inside electric cars, magnets convert electricity into motion. Inside giant data centers, magnets store digital information powering the internet itself. Even your refrigerator door probably has a magnet holding a random photo or shopping list right now. And behind that simple little object is a manufacturing process involving atomic alignment, molten metals, rare earth geopolitics, microscopic engineering, and bursts of electricity powerful enough to permanently rearrange matter itself. All just to create something invisible. A force humans still cannot see directly, but one that silently powers the modern world every single second.